What's happening, Carolina fans? Welcome to Two Fans in the Stands, a podcast related to all things Carolina Panthers, North Carolina Tar Heels, and sports in general. I'm your co-host Tony.
And I'm your co-host CJ.
Let's go. In this episode, we are going to touch bases on the 2022 Carolina Panthers training camp. What's going on, CJ?
Another day of praying that everybody gets through training camp
Here you
to the
go.
regular season healthy.
Here you go. You with the bull. You with the bull today, huh?
No. I said another day. I said another day of praying that everybody gets through training camp healthy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, I agree with you on that one because it seems to me like the injury bug is biting some of everybody during this training camp so far. Nothing major, but it's like every day somebody's going down for something, especially in our DBs, and I think Marquise Haynes just went down the day before yesterday with a knee injury. But I think you, like you said, you just pointed out to me that he avoided serious injury, so he's listed day to day. So that is definitely a plus for us. Yeah, I don't know what more can be said of that. I thank God for that one.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Yeah. But so let me ask you this. Thus far, what do you think about the Baker Mayfield and the Sam Darnold quarterback competition and how they're splitting the reps up between the two? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that so far?
Well, according to Coach Rule, it started out as Baker would, Sam would get the ones this day, Baker would get the ones the next day, and they would rotate it like that. I think going into
Right.
the second week of camp, it's more so they're doing it each practice. Baker or Sam may start off with the ones, and then they'll switch. Now, I think Sam has the upper hand as far as he's had a year with DJ Moore already, or Robbie Anderson. I mean, technically, he's had more than a year of Robbie Anderson. Um, Ian Thomas, Christian McCaffrey, the offensive linemen, that are still there from last year. But he has a slight leg up in that sense to where Baker has to come in and get get on track with everybody's timing, and how they get out of their breaks and just get the timing together. But I'm hoping that once that happens, um, whoever's the quarterback, I'm not even
Mhm.
gonna lie. I'm kind of hoping that it's Baker. You know,
Really?
yeah, I really do. I
Why is
really
that?
do. I ain't gonna lie. I can't give you no definite reason. I like Baker Mayfield. I've always been a fan of his. I really do like him, and no disrespect to Sam Darnold, none at all. You know, I
That that
just
that means there's some disrespect in there. But go ahead.
no disrespect, no disrespect at all. It's just that I I think Carolina. Uh, I don't know. I think they made a mistake when they went ahead and picked up his fifth year option after trading for him. They traded a lot for him. And mind you,
Okay.
we've said that anybody behind that offensive line last year, would have suffered no matter who it was. But
Right.
there was just times last year where didn't, he just didn't look right, and had protection. looked like, especially the game versus New England. I'll never forget this play. My man, the cornerback that had the stellar year for New England, I think his last name
J.C.
is
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah,
Yes.
J.C. Jackson.
I'll never forget that. They showed the replay of that. The dude was standing in between Sam Darnold and the receiver. Sam
Ian
Darnold looked
Thomas.
him dead in the face and threw the ball anyway, and old boy picked it off.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, and it just progressively got worse with him as the
no, I
season went on.
no, I don't think that's correct. I think the corner J.C. Jackson was behind Ian Thomas and he overthrew Ian Thomas and J.C. Jackson picked it off and took it back. Yeah, because if he yeah, because he rolled out to the left and instead of him possibly which I thought he should have done was throw the ball out of bounds. He tried to force it in there to Ian Thomas, and he overthrew Ian Thomas, and J.C. Jackson got the interception and took it back. Yeah,
Well, I
but
hope I
that
hope
was
I'm
definitely
wrong.
a bonehead play. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
bonehead play.
yeah, but I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, I'm just hoping that you know Carolina can improve. I was telling a coworker the other day. We made some bets. I bet him that the Panthers would be at least a game above or below. Well, not really 500, but they would be either what would it be? Oh gosh, 9-8 or like 8-9. So we sat there and went through the schedule, and he basically told me that I was wrong. So if I lose, I got to give him a 12 pack of cheer wine, and if he lose, he got to give me the same but sun drop.
Okay, I like that bet. I mean, hey, you can't. In my opinion, you can't lose either way with the sun drop or the chill wine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, I just if if anything, whoever gets the starting job, I just hope that this battle through training camp makes whoever gets it better. Okay.
Yeah.
And if something happens with one, I do feel better, about who we can bring in. Like we brought in Cam last year, but Cam was not Cam. You know what I mean? He was not
Okay.
the Cam that, yeah, we know you do not like Cam Newton, we know. But he
Hold
he
on.
wasn't the Cam.
Let's pause that thought. I'm not gonna let you put that lie out there in the ether to the people. It's not that I don't like Cam Newton. I don't see him as highly as everybody see him, especially the Cam Newton that we know of now. And I'm talking strictly about football. Strictly. I'm not talking about nothing that he do off the field, none of his the work that he do in the community. Then I'm just talking about strictly balling. I'm a Cam Newton fan, but I call it like I see it. And
Mm,
all I can say is what people has been hoping and wishing for these past couple years. Cam Newton ain't it.
yeah, I mean, I kinda agree with you on that. I'm just saying though, he's gotten a bad rap, for a long time, but Cam Newton was a lot better than everybody gave him credit for. You know what I mean? He was mechanically flawed. I don't think that's something that he would ever get over or ever even he did one year. He started to that first year that North Turner was the offensive coordinator and we started
Yeah,
off the season 6-2. Now mind you,
yeah,
Cam was back there throwing bullets. I mean, his form looked way better than it ever had at any point in his career. And
yes, it
then,
did.
yeah, then TJ Watt decided to turn into a missile and spear his shoulder, and then that was the end of that experiment. So yeah.
Okay, but my thing is what I'm hoping is with Baker Mayfield in camp. I'm anxious to see if it elevates either one of those guys' level. I want to see the competition elevate them to make them better. Now, whoever wins, best man wins. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm probably one of the only people, if not the only person, that believes that Sam Donald has gotten a bad rep. Why do I say that? Because he came into a situation just like Baker Mayfield came into it, because they came into the league the same time, the 2018 draft, the number one and number three overall pick. When Sam got to New York, he came into a really terrible situation. And like you said, that you mentioned earlier, they did nothing to elevate the talent around him. In his first 3-4 years in the league, they really did nothing to make his situation better. If I'm not mistaken, in his first 3 or 4 years in New York, he's had three offensive coordinators and three or four head coaches. In Baker's first 4 years in the league, all with Cleveland, Baker had four head coaches, and three or four offense coordinators. There's not a player in the league that's ever played quarterback and that's playing quarterback currently that would be worth their salt if every year they're learning a new offensive scheme. If every year their head coach is changing. If they don't have no offensive line in front of them and no weapons to throw to. Now, the big difference between Baker and Sam was, in my opinion, the year before last. Or was it last year that Baker took Cleveland to the playoffs and they won the first round playoff? They beat Pittsburgh in the first round. No, I don't think that was last
It
year.
was year before
I
last.
Yeah, that was the year before last. Now, mind you, look at the offensive talent that Baker had the last 2 years in Cleveland. They had arguably the best rushing attack in the league with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Then he had Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., Rashard Higgins, and wide receivers. Then he had David Njoku playing tight end, and he got a very, very solid offensive line. Sam had none of that. Zero. He had the opposite of what Baker had his last 2 years with the Jets. None of that. Nobody can probably even go back and tell you who he had as a running back or wide receivers his last 2 years in New York. You know why? Because he had trash. Trash. And no offensive line. They didn't start drafting the offensive linemen last year. They drafted Mekhi Becton out of Louisville. What happened to Mekhi Becton? He pretty much sat out all. He pretty much had to sit last year because of injury. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy literally came into a messed up situation with the Jets. And again, everybody act like he was supposed to be in some type of savior. Well, last time I checked, football is an 11 on 11 sport. This ain't basketball where it's 5 on 5. It ain't uh tennis 1 on 1 or nothing like that. This is 11 on 11. We always say that football is supposed to be the ultimate team sport, but then we look at one individual and expect that one individual supposed to take the organization in a totally different direction. How? How you gonna how what is he supposed to do with when you ain't give him nothing to operate with? And it goes back to what you mentioned earlier about Cam Newton. We didn't see Cam Newton really take off until 2015. Why did Cam Newton take off in 2015? He had one of the best rushing attacks in the league, including himself, because he was a dual threat quarterback. He had a solid, not great, but a solid offensive line, and he has some weapons, not great, but solid weapons on the outside that can catch the ball. Now, to his credit, he never really had the type of talent to really help him get over the hump. I think I think that even with Cam, him being who he is, larger than life, great person, does great philanthropy work, very good in the community. He is a Carolina Panther legend. He will be in the Ring of Honor one day, and I don't think no one will ever wear that jersey one again. But if you just look at him as the quarterback, Cam mechanics has not changed since he got drafted in 2011. He had like you said, he had that 1 year when North Turner came in as offense coordinator. Scott Turner was his quarterback coach. When the first thing they said was they wanted to try to rebuild him from the ground up. His footwork, they was trying to shorten his release to make it a little bit more compact, hoping that he would become more accurate. And they also wanted him to take the short throw, not always looking to air it out downfield, always looking for the home run. Take some of the short routes, take what the defense give you. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to just make him more of a complete quarterback. Besides that year, if you look at Cam Newton's mechanics, they never got better. And the one knock that people would say, and I had always said about Cam in short, the intermediate routes was not an accurate quarterback whatsoever. If he missed, he always missed high. And not just by a little bit, by a long shot. I can't tell you how many times he missed Greg Olson wide open and you overthrow him. Greg Olson 6'5". He wide open. How in the hell are you missing him as a target? So those type of things, talking about Cam, those type of things that when you don't try to um better, regardless of what you say, we just going by what you show on the field, and what you show on the field don't materialize. Now back to Sam Darnold. He he never had half the talent that Cam has had throughout his career. In his short time, the 4 years, he hasn't had the opportunity, in my eyes, to really show you what he was about. First 3 games last year, Sam Darnold looked like the opposite of everything that everybody said. His first 4 years in the league. Why? He had Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. The line was blocking for him. They were healthy. The receivers were getting open. Joe Brady was calling some great plays. They didn't look vanilla. Even in the game against Dallas, when they looked like they was gonna get blown out, who brought them back to have a chance to win the game? Sam Darnold did. Sam Darnold led the league in rushing in the first 7 games of the season, and he was a quarterback. He had 5 rushing touchdowns within the first 4 games. 5. Remember, in that first 3 games, he only had one turnover, one interception in 3 games. So, to me, in my opinion, he gave you a glimpse of what it could be when you surround him with the right pieces and a healthy line. That's just my opinion. Now, him and Baker both have an opportunity to benefit from that this year. This is like, in my opinion, they both have an opportunity to resurrect their career. I honestly believe whoever wins this quarterback position, well, whoever loses this quarterback position, probably is not going to get another opportunity in this league. That's just my opinion as of right now. That's just how I see it playing out. And but I think that we're going to learn a lot about the quarterbacks going forward, about what kind of quarterback can they be when they have a decent to good enough line in front of them that will allow them time to do what they do. That's just my opinion.
Okay, 10 for, and I still hold firm on what I said.
And what's that?
That I hope Baker Mayfield gets the job. And yes, you're right. Sam Darnold did look good the first 4 games last year. I'll give him first 4 games, you know. But it was just times the rest of the season he just looked lost, And you're right. It is a 11 on 11 sport, you know. But there were moments where it was on him. He made the wrong read. He threw the wrong ball. You know what I mean? It's not all on him, not all of it.
Yeah, but everybody does that though, CJ. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody makes wrong reads. Everybody
Mhm,
throws an interception. Everybody
mhm,
throws an incompletion.
mhm,
That's true.
mhm,
I'm not saying that any of that is not going to happen. All I'm saying is, if you want the best out of somebody,
mhm,
you have to give them the tools. You got to give them the tools that they need to get the best out of them. You can't give somebody dirt and expect them to make a diamond. Diamonds don't
mhm.
come from dirt. But you point them in the direction and give them a coal mine, they just might come out that coal mine with a diamond. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying. You got to give them, if you want to properly evaluate them, you got to give them the necessary skills and talent around them for them to show you what it is that they got. That's all.
yeah,
That's all. So I'm just hoping. I believe that we have the talent in Carolina, and now I feel like we got an offensive line that we can put out on the field that can protect the quarterback and open some holes in the run game to where we are a productive offensive team. And I just feel like whoever is the quarterback, they're going to have a good year. I'm just anxious to see what they look like in a game. So that's why I'm ready for the preseason game against Washington. I want to see them in some live action. Because it's easy for us to speculate and wish, for this and for that and this and that. Put it on tape. Like we've said before. Put it on tape. Tape don't lie. So let's see what the tape. Let's see what the tape show.
I mean, you're right. You're right. You're
I know.
absolutely
I
right.
am. I
Sam
am. I am.
Sam had some bad tape last year. That's all I'm saying.
No, yes. Oh, here we go again. I just spent I don't know how many minutes talking about
Mhm.
why he had bad tape. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So are you saying that his bad tape last year was all on him?
Mm-mm. No, I'm not saying it's all on him.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
All right.
I'm
So
not saying it's all on him, but he is responsible for a lot of it.
what's a lot of it?
I mean, he is the one back there throwing the ball.
I mean,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
but
He
okay,
made
if you getting sacked 9 times, if you getting sacked 9 times in the game and getting quarterback pressure 15% of the time in the game, and you done been knocked down 4 or 5 times, I think you're gonna be a little skittish back there too. I think you're gonna get the quick feet back there too. I don't think nobody's gonna just sit back there comfortable and think it's okay for them to sit back there. Cause
yeah,
I don't think nobody up front has proven to me that I can sit back here comfortably and do my job. I don't think I don't think nobody would do that. Tom Brady ain't gonna even do that.
I understand everything you're saying. I'm not saying that you're wrong, you know? I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. But my thing is when he steps back in the pocket and when he gets time and when he makes that read and he throws the wrong ball, turns it over, this, that, and the third, that's on him.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that 110%. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just, my thing is, if Sam is the starting quarterback and Sam goes out there and balls out, great. I don't have an issue with that. But if you ask me right now, would I rather have Sam or Baker? I'd rather have Baker.
See, that's why I'm not gonna ask you right now because I don't feel like there's enough evidence for me to get a honest answer in return. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I mean,
that
that's just my
comment.
opinion though. That's just how
No,
I feel at the moment.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
But you
That
said
that's
if I was to ask you, and I'm saying I'm not
mhm,
gonna ask you that. Yeah.
what I'm telling you. How about that?
Oh God. All right. So what do you think what do you think about the O line as it looks right now from things that are coming out of camp? Brady Christensen has been getting um well basically him and Ike McQuano, they both have been getting reps at left tackle. And when Icky is playing left tackle, Brady Christensen is playing um, left guard. But when Brady Christensen is playing left tackle, they have Michael Jordan playing left guard. What do you think would eventually be the best line combination going to the regular season?
Well, first of all, the only Michael Jordan that I respect, middle name is Jeffrey. So we can get rid of the Michael Jordan on our offensive line because he was terrible last year. I think it's going to be
Oh
Icky
my
at
God.
left tackle. I think it's going to
Right.
be Christensen at left guard, Bozeman at center, Corbett at right guard, and then Moulton is going to be our right tackle. I,
That's
I
my
don't I
yeah.
I don't want to see any other combination but that unless, they give your boy Deontay Brown a shot. Maybe put him at left guard and see what he
Say
do.
it louder for the people in the back. I don't think they heard you.
Deontay Brown, yes.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
my thing is, I think I think he deserves more of a shot. And I know you like him a lot, but I like him a lot too. But I don't want to see Pat Eiflin. I don't want to see Matt Paradis anywhere on their offensive line. And I read a report where they were saying that Paradis is more athletic than Bozeman. And that might be all well and good, but my thing is, if Bozeman can keep from getting folded up like a taco, going backwards every other play, I think that's going to be a big improvement.
But I don't think Paradis is still on the roster though. I don't think Matt Paradis is still on the roster. Cause
Oh,
Bozeman and Pat Affline, however you say his last name, they have been alternating at the center position. Cause I think Matt Paradis, the last year of his contract was last year. And I don't think they of course they didn't re-sign him this year. So yeah, because I know he was making like 9 million a year. He signed
mm,
like a 3 year, $27 million contract when he came over from Denver. So I don't he's not on the roster. Matt Paradis is not on the roster. Yeah, he's not on the roster at all.
hmm.
And Cam Irving has been working a lot at right tackle, backing up Taylor Moton.
Yeah, he needs to work the
I
concession stand.
exactly. I about to say I don't agree with that. Maybe, and this is another way to look at it too. Maybe him and Pat Eiflin are still on the roster as bodies for training camp. Here's my thinking. I think you go into the season with Ike Kwano as your left tackle, Brady Christensen as your left guard, Bradley Bozeman as your center, Austin Corbett as your right guard, Taylor Moton as your right tackle. You're gonna have I hate to say it, but Michael Jordan is gonna be a reserve. Um
Oh,
I believe Deontay Brown should definitely be in the mix. And K Mays. That's 8 offensive linemen. I think those
hmm
8 offensive linemen are the one that's gonna make the final roster, in my opinion. Cause
yeah, I
what
agree with that.
you paying Cam Irving 4 million per year. You paying him he's on the books for 4 million this year. I think Pat Affleck is on the books for about 4 million this year. You can offset those two with just K Mays and Deontay Brown by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because both of them making less than 1 million per year. So just just from a number standpoint, and saving money against the cap, those would be two cuts that I make right there. But just on talent alone, I think you got better talent with Deontay Brown and K Mays than you do with Cam Irvin and Pat Eiflin. That's my
Oh,
opinion.
most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. Like I said before, I think them two may have been just what Carolina could get that year, salary cap wise and everything else, because you can't tell me that they went out and was like, you know what? Yeah, we want you to over
Hmm.
everybody else.
Yeah. But one thing I say about Icky, real quick, is I saw a play the other day. It was I can't remember. I saw it on Twitter, and it was the same play that I saw him get set up with by Jermaine Johnson from Florida State. This is when Ike was at NC State. This was last year when the pass rusher sets up on the inside, and then when he comes off the line, he gives you like a quick jab to the inside, and then he gives you like a swim move back to the outside. It can fall for it every time. I always call him leaning forward. You know what I'm saying? Like he tried to. He's so quick with his feet that he overset his position, and that gave the defensive lineman to get a swim move on him and go right around him. I saw Jermaine Johnson do that against do I saw Jermaine Johnson do that against him when Florida State played NC State last year, and I seen Marquise Hayne do it a few days ago. Uh, I think they were doing a 7-on-7 drill. He did that same thing. So I still believe there's still are some things that Icky needs to clean up and work on. But that, like I said, that's like with any rookie, basically anybody. And if you see those kind of mistakes, you want to see those kind of mistakes now in training camp, because that's something that can be brought to his attention that he could work on. And when it comes game time, you know, maybe that same mistake won't be made. But I just wanted to point that out, that I saw that and I was like, yeah, he overset, and that defensive end hit him with a swim move, and went right round him. Went right by him.
Yeah. Well, like you said, hopefully he can clean that up. Like you said, it's training camp. They ain't even had the first preseason game yet, because I'm sure he's going to get some extensive playing time in his first game coming up. Him
Yeah,
and him and Cade Mays.
yeah. Well, like I said, as far as everything else, you know, everything looks to be um going good right now. Like I said, the quarterback position competition is heating up. Christian McCaffrey is looking healthy out there. Um, Terrace Marshall is having a magnificent camp, and also
Yes, he is.
CJ Saunders. A lot of people ain't don't know about him, never heard of him, but CJ Saunders played at Ohio State. He made the
Mhm.
practice squad last year, and all of camp this year, he has been running with the ones, playing the slot receiver position, and they say that day in and day out, he's showing why he belongs in that position. So that may be
Yeah,
a sleeper breakout player coming out from coming from a camp this year. And on the defensive side of the ball, um, they're saying that they're getting a great communication out of Xavier Woods on the back end, what me and you both was hoping for. So it sounds like that is coming to fruition. And long as we get these DBs healthy and everything is good to go come the regular season, I look forward to seeing the kind of product that we put out there this year, and hopefully these guys gel, and the guys that was there last year has taken the next step, as far as especially with the defense. They got this their second or third year in this defense, well, a lot of them, so the communication area should be cleaned up. But I'm excited to see what we do this year. What about you?
yeah. I think defensively, you saw it last year. You know, defense was playing great, but it's only so many times that the offense goes three and out, or doesn't make it past midfield, in a game, and you're constantly putting pressure on the defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
you could see it. Offense was humming and moving along in the first half. Defense was doing the same. You come out halftime, offense falls off the face of the earth, and defense is out there like, okay, we need help, but they don't get it.
Yeah,
But if the offense can kind of turn around this year, I think we can do some things. Because, like I said, I think the defense showed flashes of what they can do. You know, in 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 the game. And I think they showed it several times. But like I said, there was a lot of game. I think the defense just got wore out because they were on the field most of the game.
yeah, I
If the
agree with
offense
you
can turn it
110%
around
on
this
that
year,
one.
yeah. If the offense can turn it around this year, you know, I'm thinking that we can finish at least, 9-8. You know, I wouldn't even and I'm not saying this is going to be my prediction at all, but if we messed around somehow and slipped into the playoffs,
There you
I
go. There you
wouldn't be
go.
surprised. Like I said, I'm not gonna that's not gonna be my prediction. Okay.
All right.
You know what I mean? That's not
Okay.
gonna I'm not gonna sit here and say, yes, Carolina's gonna make the playoffs this year. No, I'm not gonna say that. But I'm just
Okay.
saying if. It's just a what if. If it happens, I wouldn't be,
Yeah.
it wouldn't totally surprise me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, where did that come from?" I can sit back and be like, "You know what?" Like we say, like the word you hate to say, the potential is there. It's just whether they do it.
Yeah. I my thing is I'm not gonna get my hopes up too high. I say that. Um what I'm looking for, what I'm hoping for is seeing improvement, a vast improvement from the last 2 years. If Carolina, and I know this sounds like setting a low bar, but if Carolina can somehow finish 8-9, or like you said, 9-8, to me, that would be a win for this team going forward. That would be a win going forward, because in order to achieve that, you have to see progress in all areas. And I think with some of the free agent signings, the draft picks, definitely addressing the offensive line and better special teams play, bringing back Zane Gonzalez and signing Johnny Hecker, I think is going to give the special teams a big boost. Oh, and I forgot to even mention Andre Robert, the kick returner that we signed. That that's his thing. He's known throughout the league as being an awesome kick returner. So I'm just want to see it all come together and see what we do with it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping for the same. It should definitely be an interesting preseason and an interesting regular season. I ain't gonna lie. I hope Christian McCaffrey don't play a single down this whole preseason. Just put him in shorts and t-shirt and hat on the sideline. Just wait for the regular season to come.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play at all this preseason. He didn't play last preseason, so I don't see him playing this preseason at all. I think they got enough running backs to handle that
Uh-huh.
during preseason.
Hey, look, I even go so far as to say, when the regular season start, you make sure you hand the ball off at least 5 times without him being in the game.
Right. No,
Look,
I agree with you.
the first 5 snaps need to go to somebody other than Christian McCaffrey. Then let him get the ball.
Okay, that sounds good. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I know it's not. That's just me being stupid. I know it's
uh,
not gonna happen.
yeah, but yeah. Well, we'll definitely know more um come next weekend when we play the Washington Redskins in the first preseason game. We're going to get a look at some of all this young talent. Some of these rookies, some of these free agent signings, even some of the guys from last year is going to get an opportunity to play next week. So I'm not looking forward to any of the starters really playing. But I think you're gonna see Sam Donald. I think you're gonna see Baker out there because they need that work. You know what I'm saying? They need that work to solidify their status with the team. So
Hmm.
I'm anxious to see them put the pads on and go against some competition other than themselves.
Hmm.
That's what I'm waiting to
And
see.
look, and I know you're not gonna be the only ones, but you gotta remember that the Commanders now, not the Redskins.
You know what? You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. I apologize to all the Washington Commanders fans out there. Yeah, I apologize for that
I'm not even gonna lie. When they changed the name, I got a friend who's a Washington fan, and I sent him a picture of Cobra Commander from GI Joe. Let's just say he did not like that at all.
Yeah, yeah. He was probably a little spicy with you on that one.
Oh yeah,
He was probably a
hell
little
yeah.
spicy with you after that one. Well, that'll do it for us. Thank you for listening to Two Fans in the Stands, and we will get with you again next week and give you our take after the Panthers and the Washington Commanders play.
Thank you for listening to Two Fans in the Stands podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and listen to us on your favorite podcast apps such as Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Tune in next week for another episode.